Hi guys, this is Reddy from Wealthy Options. Welcome to another episode of Zero DTA Pulse. Today's Nifty expiry. Today it's an interesting expiry because the premiums are very low. Okay, let's get into the details and try to decode the today expiry. So from underlying point of view, Nifty opened with I think about 30 to 40 points gap up, and then it started giving up that gap up in the first 5 minutes itself. So it's a small gap up anyway. And what was interesting is straddle premium yesterday closed around I think 97 or 98, basically below the 100. So below 100 for the straddle premium is low even on expiry day morning, right? So it's same like Tuesday SENSEX expiry where the premiums were low, and today for Nifty also it's not different. Premiums were low. We are sort of getting into this kind of a low regime of low premiums, and because the Nifty and Sensex they have been consolidating for almost like more than 2 months, and as a result of that IVs are falling, and VIX also it fell almost like I think 18-19 levels to almost like now currently at 11 to it's toggling between 11 and 12. So during this such low VIX, so we cannot expect a big premium. So good thing is ideally when the VIX is very small and IVs are very small, then underlying also it's supposed to be not moving big. So at least it shouldn't be too volatile. It can take a directional upside move or downside move with a steady up move or downside move, but it won't be too volatile in general. But if the VIX is less and also the underlying goes violent, like with volatile moves, then that will become a very, very difficult expiry, right? Because you will not have support either from the premium and nor from the underlying, right? So today expiry, as I said earlier, the premium was it opened around 100 and I think it's opened around 101 or something, but in the first 1 minute itself straddle premium dropped to I think 84, 85, 84, 86, that kind of a levels. So basically the premium available at 916 was around 85 rupees, and then that kept on falling, right? In this chart, the red color, whatever you are seeing on the red color, it's a rolling ATM straddle premium, and the orange dotted one is the spot price, right? So for better understanding, we can always have a the spot along with the ATM straddle, so that we can easily compare. But to understand it better, so I will basically toggle between the candlestick chart of 5 minutes. Okay, so here you can see in the first 15 minutes, so Nifty is trying to consolidate. It's not like it was trying to go down and go up, but it's not a big one directional move. So as a result of that, the premium kept falling, and then the Nifty started going into the downward direction, so which troubled some of the small SLs which I entered between 916 and 930. So some of the small SLs puts got stopped out, and then there was another consolidation after this candle, but the strategies which entered with quite light big SL and all, so they are not affected even because of this move. And then the big support came from the straddle premium, I must say. Up to 950, there was no big spike, 950, 955 and all. There was no real spike in the straddle premium, right? So as you can see, so straddle premium kept falling from 85 to almost like a 68 levels up to 10 o'clock. So the first shock came at 10 o'clock. I think it's 10.5. So this particular candle, it broke the day low. So this is when the premium was low, it's 68, and then the Nifty also broke the day low, which means that it can potentially fall further more, and that too this candle slightly bigger candle compared to the last 20 minutes candle, so which means that so it's a decisive breakdown of day low. So when this happened, there is generally the trend is likely to continue, and especially if it is a downside and the premium base was low, the premium started going up, right? So in the next it quickly shot up like from 68 to 82 or 83 levels, which is like 15 points on the base of almost like 68, which is like more than 20% rise in the strategy straddle premium. So this gave a trouble to all the big SLs also. I think most of the strategies whatever I entered here in the morning, so with the big stop loss, the puts shot up, and the call premiums did not fall much because the overall IVs also started shooting up. So this is when I think my overall strategies, they got into the red. The PNL so far, I think it was kind of it's not a big profit or loss. It was like maybe a 0.05 or 0.1% profit, but during this candle the loss went up to, again, it's not a big loss because some of the puts already stopped out. Those calls are working in my favor, and here even in this fall, those calls, they did not fall much, but they kept falling a little bit. But because of the put big SLs, they got stopped out, and the loss increased, but it's not increased substantially because I have support from some of the the naked calls here, right? So overall, I think by this time the loss went up to probably I think 0.1 to 0.15%, and then once the spike is over, so again, good thing is the Nifty started consolidating. It's kept falling, but if you look at the candles and all, they are pretty much small candles, so you can call it as a downward consolidation in a narrow range. And then I think for the next up to 11 o'clock and all, so there is no big move. So again, so the game was like many times it was consolidating. The MTM will come into the green, and then you will see a big green candle. There are 3 green candles, I'll talk about that, and then suddenly your MTM will go into the small loss. So that's how the game continued almost up to 2 o'clock, to be honest. So this candle, so you see this at 11:10. So one big candle, it's almost like when the IVs are so small, premium is so small. So this particular candle gave a move of 50 points in a very quickly, in less than 5 minutes. So you can see this particular candle and this particular candle, it's almost like a 45 points. This one is 40 points, and with a big wicks on the upside and all. So these ones, so here, as I said earlier, most of the puts stopped out, but during this move, so some of the calls, those calls are also stopped out. And when I entered in the morning, I think most of my positions took 200 straddles, and some entered even 250. So the early ones entered even very few 250 also. So when this big candle reversal candle came, the calls obviously spiked for 2 to 3 minutes. They spiked, but the good thing is it's not a IV spike as such. Around 11 o'clock, 11:10, you see the straddle premium is not moving up. If you look at the overall rolling straddle premium has not got up. Generally, when you have a big manipulations or big injections, you will see that the rolling straddle premium itself is going. That times what happens is your puts, if it is upward move, the puts will hardly fall or they will not fall, but the calls will shoot up like anything. They will go. They will even take out the day's high also, but it was not like that kind of a move, right? So the calls, obviously, because the underlying mood, the calls also have to go up. They also got up, and they gone up, and they took out some of the call SLs, but not all. Predominantly not all. But and then again it started consolidating. Again the MTM started getting into the slightly green, and this particular candle, it in fact, it even broke this candle high. Again here some of the calls stopped out. Then there is a consolidation. So so this is the same thing happened here also. Then MTM got into the green, and then this took out some of the call SLs, and then immediate reversal, some put SLs. I'm talking about some of the entries which happened after 11:30 and 12 o'clock and all. So that's how the day went. I think one of the main reason for me to end up in kind of a given good profit, especially given the low premium, very low premiums, and also the little bit of volatility. I mean, it's, if you look at from the opening to ending, it's directional day to close with, but between 10:45 to 2 o'clock, it's volatile. It's volatile with 3 injections. So it's kind of a head and shoulder pattern. So if you look at, I mean, this during this time, this head and shoulder pattern. So when this shoulder also broke out, I mean, again Nifty kept falling till the rest of the day. But what happened here is, I mean, almost all of my afternoon entries, so they entered almost 25,150 straddles. So those who traded today, I mean, they understand when during this time the 150 straddles, I mean 150 straddles, they were trading with a big skew. I mean, when I say big skew, the calls were trading with premium 48, 50, 52, 45, but the puts were 12, 10, 11 rupees and all. So the call was at almost 50 rupees, and the puts were 12 rupees or 10 rupees. So that's called big skew. When you get a balanced premium, so it will be something 28, 22, 25, 25, 24, 26. That's kind of a premium, but that's not happened because Nifty was neither trading at 25,200 nor at 25. It was neither trading at 25,200, yes, I mean, nor at 25,150. So as a result of that, I mean, I got completely unbalanced premium. So generally, I mean, when you have that kind of a skew, so most of the times, skew goes against you. I mean, whenever, whichever the side you have a higher premium, the Nifty may mostly move in that direction, but that did not happen today. So, when you have a very small stop loss on the put side, and when you are collected very high premium on the call side, and when the puts get stopped out, be it with 40%, 50, 60, 70 or 80% stop loss, any stop loss, so the amount of money you lose on the put side is quite less. Whereas on the other side, calls, if they are not getting stopped out, if there is no reversal and all, so they will make you very big money. So that's exactly happened to me today. So up to 2 o'clock, there was no big neither big loss or big profit for me today. So I think I was in a problem in just above the break even. But when this candle broke the this head and shoulder pattern, or I mean when it broke this kind of a swing low, kind of a day low also here, this is where the most of the puts they got stopped out, and there were few left out. I mean, they also stopped out here, I mean, in this candle, but the calls were making pretty good money actually. I mean, the calls which entered at anywhere between 50 to 40 rupees, they all started melting down to 30, 20, 10. I mean, they all at the end, I mean, became zero also. So that is where my algos, I mean, they captured this complete delta move from almost 178 to 100, this 75 points delta move. So they captured this particular delta mu, and along with that, I mean, so when this day low risk played out, I mean, premium also further, I mean, aggressively started falling. If you see here, so from here onwards, I mean, so premium kept on falling. So that resulted in quickly gaining the profits. So I mean, most of my profits today came I would say after 2 o'clock. So morning, yes, I mean, some entries gave profit, I mean, some entries gave loss. Overall, I think even the morning session was also profitable, but the biggest profits came in the afternoon only. So, and in the end, I mean, I think some of the entries, they even took 2500 straddle also. And I mean, the moment, I mean, they took the 2500 straddle during this fall, then the Nifty went into the consolidation phase. So even those 2500 straddles also, I think they almost made full money, in the sense they entered probably with the 30 rupees, 35 rupees or 40 rupees premium, and which went down to almost like a 12 rupees or I think it went to 12 or 11 rupees, and probably in average would have been something like 14 or 12 rupees. So this is how the day went. So I would say, I mean, the skew absolutely and extremely went in my favor, and so that something my algos were able to capture. And this strike also kept changing between 200 and 150 for some of these entries. So that was a bit of a trouble, especially when you have a skewed premium and the premiums are also low. So that's why, I mean, I was algos were not able to capture any profit up to 2 o'clock, but they were also, I mean, majority of them also were not stopped out, right? And in between, when there were some spikes, some of the additional algos, which shorts any spikes, they also entered and they also captured decent profits today. So overall, it's good day. And if you look at this account, this one ended with a profit of 1,62,000, and this one 32,000 profit. And my another account, this one with 58,000 profit. I think it's overall it's a profit of 3,50,000 plus, and which works out like a which works out like a 0.83% profit on my account size. So it's not an easy day, especially when you have this kind of a volatility plus low premium base. But the days like these may not give bigger profit or bigger loss, but it's because of the because the strategists took the advantage of the skew and also captured this this delta move. I made a decent profit of 0.83%. I think, yeah, so that's all pretty much for today's expiry. So I think, hope you learned, some of the new things, like, the patterns, whatever I'm talking about, I'm not going too detailed into the technical analysis, because at the end of the day, I'm an algo trader. So I'm not doing any discretionary trading by looking at the candlestick patterns and all, but because I'm also a technical analyst, and I've been in this trading for almost it's more than 15 years. So I do understand all these technical patterns, the behavior of price action, everything. So as part of the learning, whenever I get an opportunity, I'll keep talking about these kind of patterns and price action, so that it will also benefit you from price action understanding point of view, not only just algo trading and setups and all. So hope this kind of information is also will keep adding the value to your your trading experience. And if you like this kind of a content, just give a thumbs up for this video. When you like the videos, what happens is it will reach out to the more people, right? And in addition to that, you can also share this kind of a videos to your friends, which may in need of this kind of information. So especially to sail through this 0 DTS and become profitable, right? So that's all pretty much I wanted to cover, and I'll see you in my next episode on Tuesday with SENSEX Expiry. So until then, take care. Bye.